Okay, so we created a bunch of interesting stuff for our cart view. Now, the big question here is, does it have to exist in the view? We already started to pull it out with this one right here, but there's still some other things that just aren't pulled out. And is this really the only place we're going to be using that cart ID or the cart object in general? The answer to those questions is no, and we can make this way more advanced. So we will do that so you guys can see how it's done, and it's all going to be done using this cart manager. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and just add in something new, and we'll say get, we'll call it new or return, or new or get. So it's similar to get or create, but in this case, I'm actually going to bring in some other stuff here. So what I'm going to do is just return, basically create a new one, or actually get the current one based off of the session. And to do that, I have to actually pass in the request there. So then what I can do is quite literally copy this entire thing here. So in our views, we're going to bring it in. And instead of QS equals to that, I'll just do self.get query set dot filter. All right, let's actually make sure our view is still there. I want to leave it in there to make sure that's still working. And then I have my request, right? So I still have all of the request related stuff here, right? And I don't have to actually use, I can use self, because self is related to this instance itself. So I can use .new just like that, or self.get query set .new. We can do that as well, but I'm going to leave it just as this, and then all I'm going to do is return that cart object. Okay, so it's either new or get based off of the request. So this will bring me back that new item. One of the things that I want to do though is I'll say that it is created, or new object. I'll just do a new object equals to false on this one. And then if it's this should be true. This is a new object. Otherwise, down here, this is not a new object, so I'll just say false. So it's going to return the cart object and whether or not it's a new object, and that's it. So there already is a method called define get or create, and that's going to return the object and whether or not it was created. It's very much copying this idea, but it's more related to how we want to go about doing it ourselves. I will leave in this new portion here because we don't necessarily have to repeat that over and over again. But new or create will, either new or get will do all the things we did in the view, but it won't have to happen just in that one single view, so we can reuse it. I'm going to get rid of this right here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this view in here. And all I'm going to do now is comment this out and just say cart object equals to cart.objects.get or new or create, and it's taking in the request. So it really took out a lot of the logic that I originally had for this cart into the model manager that allows me to just really handle that logic as I need going forward. And then also now whenever I import the cart model itself, I can do stuff like this to actually create that object everywhere, which is really, really nice. So that just is a convenient method of doing everything that we've just done, and it will save us time in the future when we need to create new objects and associate it to our session. Now, it all comes back to if we weren't associating it to our session this way, if we did it a different method, you might not end up using this at all. So finally, let's go ahead and just make sure that this is working. So cart manager has no object new or create. It should be new or get. And this should be new or get. Okay. We refresh. Okay, that looks like it's working. I don't see a new cart in here. Let's go ahead and log out. Log out, refresh in here. I should now have a new cart. Let's log in and take a look. Go back into our admin, carts. I've got a new cart with a user that's not there. And then we can just go back into the cart and refresh. And now we've got that user. Cool. All right. So we've done a bunch of stuff related to this cart. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this now. We don't need that anymore. And it makes our cart view look so clean, which is very nice. And all of the business logic is happening in the manager. So now all we have to do is start adding items to the cart, as well as updating the cart like total. So we'll actually update the total first, and then we will actually have the ability to add items to the cart. So if you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, let's keep going.